Welcome to the Shirtwascash Live podcast. These are recorded every day at 8 p.m. CST with audience members like you. So if you'd like to be featured on the show, find us on Twitter at Shirtwascash and join.
What really stood out to people today?
Definitely the challenge. Honestly, a very unique challenge from what we've had in the past. Purposely giving each contestant a disability is really something that's going to add an interesting dynamic with the house.
Yeah, absolutely. They really knocked it out of the park out of this. Chris, do you have any insight on where they came up with this idea?
No, actually, I think it's a genius idea, but no, actually, they must have discussed it internally. So I don't know who came up with it, but it's pretty fucking good, and I think all the fish are like participating like really well.
Something I'm noticing, honestly, is I feel like Josie, without her sight, is a lot more talkative and less autistic about her stimming. Now that she can't be overstimulated by sight.
Yeah, this has been my favorite Josie day. So big W for the Josie cells. Paps, what do you think? Have you been watching?
Every day is a good day for the Josie gang. Let me just get that straight. But dude, today I'm normally on the John train. I'm always in Josie gang, but I am Vance pilled. Schizo Vance is best Vance. I'm loving it. He's so funny. I'm watching him get advice right now. I think he needs to up the schizo, even though he's like still taking advice. He should still be in character right now. But like, you know, he's got the YouTube channel. He's a great actor. I love Vance right now.
Vance is absolutely killing it. This Camino's thing, I feel like he's half convinced that it's a bit, but he's also like actually upset. Like he doesn't understand it at all. So it's pretty funny to see.
Caminos is very good like that. He's it's hard to tell.
So Caminos just went downstairs and Vance instantly started his like schizo ramblings again. I think he might have known it's a bit, but Caminos is so good with what he does. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah, and Vance has stayed in character the whole time. He's constantly coming up with new ways to be a schizophrenic. So just people who have not been watching as part of this catch-up, there is a new challenge, and this is the challenge for the rest of the week. The loser of this challenge will actually be removed from the show. So the stakes are as high as they get in the fish tank. There is one way for people to find immunity. I think like most t-shirt sales or something. Can someone confirm that?
I think they get fish bucks if they get the most t-shirts sold. So up for elimination is still the disability, and they said they were going to change the disability around. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I heard that most t-shirt sales would get immunity from elimination as well.
Yeah, I could be wrong on that.
And just speaking on that, I don't know. In Chaos, you have a lot of static if you're able to fix your mic a little bit. The person really hustling the t-shirts is Josie. I don't know if people have been watching her at all, but she is just directly like a queen telling her fans to buy t-shirts. If you've bought them before, buy them again. She is ruthless.
She is definitely the best going about it in terms of selling her t-shirts. There was a point in the night when she said, if you want a commission from me, don't just buy a t-shirt tonight.
Damn.
It worked on me. I bought one, and I got the queso today. I got the t-shirt come God knows when, but she has that influence on the Josie cells.
Josie has so much momentum behind her that she, literally, like you just said, people are buying the exact plushies that she's buying.
And
So
the
it sounded me better.
and the duck
turned the
toy.
AC off.
The duck toy is also on its way. I've given it way too much.
Yeah, we should that whatever fucking factory in China that makes that. I think they owe us one.
It is sold out everywhere. I had to search like an hour on eBay to find one in like SoCal, California.
Yeah,
So I think
that's going to be on eBay for like 300 pretty soon.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I think she's going to resell all these plushies. Why not? Though they might be really good keepsakes to have behind her in videos and things like that. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I mean, you're already seeing that she is comfortable monetizing. A lot of the question with the contestants is, what are you going to do after? It appears they're all very willing to start OnlyFans, including Mario. But today, he also started making funny reels and TikToks. So he is going with the flow and wants to be a content creator now.
I noticed, to kind of build off of that, earlier in the show, when people would ask Josie about like streaming videos, like making content, like her answer a lot of the time was she didn't know if she really deserved to be able to do that. And definitely today we are seeing a switch in her personality, in her attitude towards that type of monetization.
Yeah, I mean, she's been the most vocal she ever has been. I think she's even been the most coherent. Historically, I'm not sure if she's known kind of how to play to the audience or what to say. She's definitely exacerbated some of her like stimming and in quirks, which have been great, but actually hearing her respond to things and talk, I'm getting to like her more.
I will say I'm also surprised that John isn't selling as much because, he's the business mogul. He's the CEO. He's the salesman at heart. I'm surprised, he sells electric bikes. I'm surprised he can't get these shirts sold.
On that note, does anybody know if anybody in the community has actually bought something from the Streets website?
I absolutely am this week. But as far as I know, no one else has. I would imagine someone has, but it's not even like John branded. It's going to be absolutely the most obscure sort of keepsake you could have.
True.
Yeah, if I buy anything, I want it hand delivered in Bend, Oregon by John.
But I will say, like, copying something like that is one of those things that you can do online and take a super gay selfie pic, post it up, and it's a really easy way. Don't be a tryhard, as I say. Just don't be a tryhard about it. But it is an easy way to rep a like inside baseball sort of thing that John, when he's out, will understand. Oh, that's my real fan. But don't be buying from Streets this week unless it's your second t-shirt. The competition is to buy merch, and by doing so, you will save or potentially save your favorite fish from elimination.
Pump Josie Coin. We got to skyrocket it. Josie Coin to the moon.
So I actually have to be real that I am feeling more stress on this day 14 call than I have on any of the others. And the reason is I am not fully caught up with everything since before this contest happened. So would anyone be able to just kind of run through what has happened since they woke up this morning?
I have some early morning notes that I could go to. I know they obviously started this disability challenge. Let me open up my notes. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think it's been all Vance, man. I mean, we're gonna see Vance coin to the fucking moon. I'm in love with Josie, but Vance is the star of the show. If you go back on your Twitter timeline, you go to Fish Tank, live updates, you're gonna see Vance all over the place because he's fucking killing it.
I fell asleep midday, but I know in the morning, Sharks woke John up and told him to get everyone up for a morning sermon. So we had another one of those. But I was absent for the whole Gold Striker entrance.
I know that there was a point, it was 45 minutes or maybe an hour or so before the challenge. People were telling Damiel about Letty pissing in his shampoo bottle because she had threatened to do that. And I think he got upset once she went and used their shower again. I'm not sure exactly what sent him over the edge, but he got a can of chili in a loot box and then proceeded to empty it onto Letty's bed.
Oh, so that's how that happened.
Making it look like she shit her bed.
Did he actually pee in it? Or did she actually pee in it?
So I've been following the Damiel situation for a couple days here, and this Letty thing has gone back to at least day 12. He's been talking shit about her for a few days here. Effectively, the thing started with Damiel knocking all of Letty's shit off of the dresser in bedroom 4 and telling her she can't use the shower. And then that spiraled into a series of events where Damiel appeared in bedroom 1 early this morning and again knocked all the shit off the dresser in there, causing the Red Bull to spill, presumably. And that's when Letty took the initiative, the goal to get the Piss Queen reign started. And she went into bedroom 4 with a vengeance. She shit and pissed or something up in the bedroom 4 bathroom this morning, and Damiel, in retaliation, dumped the chili.
Bro, I mean, she almost needs a new nickname. What the hell? She's like the pee-pee poopy queen. The fuck? How old is she?
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to that with the plumbing updates. I am pretty certain that the bathroom toilet is clogged as of today. When one of the contestants, or I think it may have been a shark, flushed the rubber snake in the toilet. So Jet informed all the contestants that they're going to have to share bathroom 4, all 6 of them.
Oh man, that's getting tough.
Yeah, quote Jet, everybody has to poop in Joyce's toilet.
Oh yeah, I caught part of that because I was kind of watching Josie, and Vance, I guess, was using her toilet and she didn't realize, and he walked by speaking his gibberish, and it was really innocent because it caught her off surprise, and she kind of just under her, like a whisper of her breath, she was like, "Who the fuck was that?" She didn't even know. So
also, there's a bit of lore in on that you may have missed. Apparently, Damiel has done some voice work for the Nut Shack. So if you've heard those donos over and over and over, apparently my internet sleuthing has drawn me to. He has done background, or like he filled in for some Nut Shack voice work at one point, and Nut Shack is like a cartoon that was fucking dog shit and was canceled in like the first couple episodes or something. So you can look into that if you wanted to.
Daniel is also rapped under the moniker Bummy Buster and has posted some very sussy things on his Instagram back in I believe 2009 to 2014. You know, pictures with his ass out, and
yeah,
I
more gay representation.
Very hilarious.
Bro,
That's
the
good.
one of him like leaning over, not with his ass out, but like on the bed, and it's like, "I can't stop thinking about you" as the caption or something, fucking kills me. Like his tummy is like just hanging out. He looks great. I love him.
It's based.
Yeah, while Chris is here, I just want to say I'm so glad that the producers have decided to have representation for the disabled. Like I'm retarded, and Asperg and schizophrenic. So I appreciate the representation on the show. Thank you for that.
Yeah, same. I have Down syndrome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, what's interesting is this is almost, in terms of some of the shit that woke pretends to encourage, this show kind of is that in its realest form if they were actually sincere.
Yeah, I agree 100%. What is it? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So shout out Schizo Gang.
Yeah, and soon we're going to also have a homeless black man on the show. So that's more boxer being checked all the time. Love it.
I imagine that's probably a rumor, right? Or
no, that's got to be real.
Do we think it's real?
I hope it's real.
It all depends on if we find the right guy.
Isn't there?
All right.
Let's go.
Isn't there a guy that there's a guy that plays a homeless black guy. I think he goes around with.
This last space.
Who is it?
I forgot. I don't know his name, but we were talking about this guy last space.
Yeah. Who does he follow around? I forget.
Somebody.
Alex Stein. He follows Alex Stein. Alex Stein calls him Dontarius, but the guy's actual name is something else.
I mean, I think in order for it to work, it'd have to be an actual homeless guy. I think there's probably like homeless guy insurance we can get.
We have Camino going through the house. He is not happy at what he's seeing.
Give us an update. What's going
on? He's like pointing out damage. He's asking who fucking TP to room 2. Who the hell cleans up in this house? And Daniel thinks it's a joke.
Right. He was just recently grilling Vance. I think Vance has graduated from faking a mental breakdown to having an actual mental breakdown.
I mean, he's had definitely some of the best moments today. Just first, he has that the Vietnam vet hat that he's already sporting. So every time gunfire goes off through the speaker system, he's freaking out. There was one in particular, I think he was in bedroom 2 or 3, and it went off. Someone knocked on the door. He opens the door. He looks out. No one's there. He closes the door, locks it. The gunfire starts going off. He walks over to the closet, opens it, sits down, and then closes it. It was just absolutely perfect.
I think that we're, now that it's day 14, we're kind of entering the territory where, you know, everybody's getting comfortable and they like enjoy being on the show. But now it's kind of like, I think now we're transitioning into like the actual mental anguish of being isolated for now 2 weeks. So I think it's about to get really interesting.
Yeah, I think you're right. There is a new type of breaking that hasn't occurred yet when some of even the boredom sets in. And I think that's a bullish situation for Vance. He's playing this character really well, schizophrenic. But the more that he can actually have a psychotic break, the better for all of us.
To cut real quick, we're seeing Caminos take it to a new step, and he's starting to micromanage the whole game. It looks like Jet and Ben are trying to calm him down, but Caminos is really adamant about having the show look right.
Hold up! I just want to say that Anon, that was one of the funniest things I've heard in the space, and that goes like with the counting Sylvia's calories. That was really funny, dude. We need Vance to have a real mental breakdown.
Absolutely. I wish the best for him, and for him to be at his best, he needs to go completely insane. What's up, Michael?
I was just about to interject. I'm watching what's happening in the house at the moment, and it's gold. It's absolute gold. The gaslighting that's currently going on is spectacular, and I think it's especially the way it's focusing on Vance, because I kind of think that Vance has been one of the more boring characters since the start, apart from like the past couple of days, and especially today, he's just knocked it out of the park. And then on top of this gaslighting that Camino and Sam's been doing to him, and what they're now expanding to the rest of the guys in the house, I think is great. I think we're. I thought the show potentially kind of peaked in its absurdness after the person who will not be named was evicted from the house, but I'm just in awe about how each day there's just a completely new story arc. And I feel like I've been here watching this for a month. There's just so much stuff happens each day. It's incredible, and I love it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I really realized that a few days ago when just all the external noise, everyone was trying to affect the show and get their name out, but we never gave space for the actual show to settle and occur. So now that can finally happen, and a lot of us listening were fans of the comedy style and creative minds of the crew that's producing this. So put it in their hands, and every day they're proving what they're capable of doing. Right Wing, what's up?
Hey guys, I was just gonna say that I think Vance pretending to be schizophrenic will lead to him actually going kind of real schizophrenic if he keeps it up long enough.
God, I hope.
I mean, I hope that he recovers after he's no longer charged with doing this. It is kind of a dangerous game to play a part for an extended period of time, but it does make for quality entertainment.
He's like Jared Leto playing the Joker.
Exactly. I wasn't
He's gonna get Joker
go there, but that's exactly what I was thinking. And you got to keep the Olsen twins away from him, or, I mean, he's going to get harvested for adrenochrome.
Hey, Ammo, what's up, bro?
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to that Vance situation real quick. And whoever the crew came up with this bit, I'm almost guarantee like they assign these roles for a reason. Like, I don't know if you guys caught Vance yesterday. He had like an hour-long minimum, him just saying, "Damn, that sucks. Damn, that sucks." I don't know if any of you guys caught that, but he was already losing it then.
He's just that dude, man. He's just that dude. I was going to say to Chris, if you wanted to get in on the show, I think you could come in as like a human rights activist and kind of like play into the idea that all the contestants aren't being treated humanely, and that Sam and Jet and all of that are committing crimes against humanity.
Yeah, that could be a possibility. I know that at the time I was in the house, I think the only interactions were obviously the people I picked up from the airport and setting up the DVD player. So yeah, I definitely still have like it's still pretty open to what I could do. I'll talk with Jet and them and see if I can be like written in a way that makes sense or is entertaining. But
bro,
so you because you always came across as like the nice guy, and like they all felt real comfortable, and like you'd come in and chat to them, and chat would go off. But I think it'd be a good way, and I think they'd believe it as well.
Yeah, no, that's naturally just how I approach them, because I'm kind of like I'm just like sociable, and I'm not. I don't have the mind of the rest of the crew in terms of like shenanigans and mild torture. So I might drop by tomorrow. So maybe you'll see my cameo tomorrow. Who knows?
Oh yeah, Stardust, what's up? We can't hear you, so we'll come back to you. Josie, what's up?
Yeah, I think Chris just broke some news. He let something slip. He says written into the script. Does that mean this is all scripted, Chris? Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's scripted. Everything.
I think it was Jet.
My bad.
Jet was in here the other day, and he said all of it was scripted. So they're just constantly gaslighting us.
Who wrote
Stardust? What's up?
Who wrote the piece?
Well, realistically, Oh, sorry. Go on.
Sorry. So I think Nissa's, I apologize if I'm not saying the name right. I think her idea is a really good one. The only thing that I would worry about is if the contestants like actually get gassed up a little bit and actually think that they have like a case and then decide to like sue. So it might be a better angle to maybe have somebody come in and like accuse the contestants of doing human rights violations to each other or something like that. And that way,
All right, let's keep the questions going while the hands are up. Chris, something you might think about, which would be my question after this, is if you were to choose a role that would be funny in there, what would it be? Michael, what's up?
Just going to say, sorry.
Just to answer Shirt's question, if I were to choose a role, it would be I would want to cook food or something or be a chef. I think that would.
All right.
It's not.
Are you a good cook?
Yeah. No, I love cooking as a hobby, but it wouldn't be probably entertaining unless I like.
You could do that, but cook really badly. Or cook, really
that would be funny.
Like tarantulas or like snails, like weird cuisine like that.
Yeah. All right. So if any idea I would have, all the ideas I'm thinking of are like quality of life improvements. So it probably wouldn't be entertaining for the show. So I'm gonna have to think about it. But
for real,
be cool. But what was the question?
Just so people know who are coming in, the first 2 hours is just highlights. Is to get people caught up to speed. Eventually, if I ever have time, I'm gonna break out this front into a segment for normies who have jobs to actually listen to it as a podcast. So we'll be covering what actually happened so far in day 14, have interviews with VIPs like Chris, and afterwards we'll have the late night show, and that's just a watch party. So I think, Michael, weren't you talking, or?
Yeah, I was just going to interject, just following up on this idea of how to, because, I guess if Chris is a known figure, probably wouldn't work so well for him, but just watching what's going on in the house at the moment with Camino going around like chewing out the crew for smashing up the house, is this gaslighting bit. I'm trying to think like in my mind if this might be like a feasible option, if they go out and find someone who's like clean shaven, bring him in and like pretend he's like a lawyer for the family who own the house to inspect the damage in front of all the fish as they're all like pretending to be disabled and stuff, and keep this gaslighting bit going on and just make it as awkward as like you've got this guy who's pretending to be a lawyer going around inspecting the damage to the house and chewing out like the legal aspects of what's happened, and then you've got like, well, by that day, you've probably got Josie crawling about on the floor pretending to have no legs, and then you've got.
Well, I think Camino's in there, kind of doing that right now. Pot Awful, what's up?
Hey, I just want to apologize if you heard me just randomly speaking before. I took a phone call and I didn't realize it was going into space.
No, I don't think so.
I didn't.
What's up?
Sure. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, sorry.
No, Chris.
I was just going to answer. I was going to answer Michael's question. Also, by the way, I'm loving the international appeal. I heard the Scouse accent. I'm loving that people are overseas and
it's Northern Irish, not Scouse. Try not to get too offended with that.
that was bad of me. I'm sorry. That's Northern Ireland is that was.
Don't worry, you're making great content. It's okay. Water off my back. Just keep helping this plug along.
Well, I was going to say that was a good idea. about the lawyer thing, having somebody come in pretending to be like either the landlord or something like that, make a scene. That'd be pretty funny. I'm sure we could do something like that. Yeah, the thing is, I would say we've been having trouble finding people locally to be like actors or to do something like that. Like I said, like Caminos, he's been a great addition. By the way, just to clarify, it's Caminos with an S at the end. I don't know, some people have been calling him Minos or Camino, but it's Caminos. He's Greek. So, but anyways, yeah, that's a good idea, Michael. Maybe we can find like a clean shaven guy to like act.
All right, awesome.
I mean,
Hey,
if I could
Pot
just
Awful. No, hey, let's go to Pot Awful. What's up, bro?
I just was going to say, I know it's been brought up before. The idea of bringing Chris Chan into the house. He has been spotted. He's in the wild in Walmart. Obviously a potential liability there. But what are the thoughts there? Because to be honest, I grew up in like basically the same neighborhood as Chris Chan. I could probably make that happen. So who is Chris Chan, just for real quick,
listeners?
Chris Chan is like the internet's original lol cow. He/she is an autistic adult man who has transitioned into a woman, believes he is the nexus point between all realities, including fictional ones, becoming real, and is basically the Jesus figure of this mythology. And early internet days was like one of the most documented human beings on Earth. As a result, there's like a 1 million part documentary based on Chris Chan on YouTube you can go find by Gino Samuel. It's very funny. I've known of.
You forgot he's the creator of Sonichu, the most important part.
Importantly, the creator of Sonichu. I've known of Chris Chan since I was like pre-internet, because he was like a weird guy in my area where I grew up, and yeah, he's
Sonichu. There was a lot of like urban and old throwback language in there. Sonichu is the mix between Sonic and Pikachu, and the art style is like a 4-year-old drawing it.
Despite him being a 20-something-year-old man when first drawing the comics of Sonichu, he draws like a toddler, and he also thinks he owns the copyright to this character that is clearly just a mix between two major IPs from video games.
To answer your question about actually having Chris Chan in, we definitely can't have anybody in there with a criminal record like Chris Chan's for obvious reasons. But that would be funny.
Well, his mom's not in the house.
True, but
no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it would be fun. But yeah, that's
all right, folks. Let's move on to Right Wing. What's up?
I just want to say that Michael and Pot Awful's ideas are great, and so if I know Chris just ruled out having Chris Chan on, but if you told Chris Chan that he had to act like the lawyer, that would be the funniest thing you've ever seen. I know it's not going to happen. My question for Chris is, season 2, how much of that is a reality, and are you taking things that you're not able to pull off in season 1 and sidelining them for season 2?
So for season 2, obviously, we want that to happen by any means possible, but I think we can't really say like what that vision would be until we've completed season 1. Realistically, just because it's just too early to say. Obviously, there's so many ideas, and we have a format, and it's proven to be super viral, and people love it. But yeah, there's really it's too early to say, and I'm not even like withholding information. It's just objectively like too early to know what that would hold. You know what I'm saying?
And this is only going to get bigger. Even over the next 4 weeks, we just crossed week 2. As people really realize the potential of this raw data video content farm that is happening, this is the most massive, easiest layup for content creators to create viral and good videos that I've probably ever seen. Carson, what's up?
Yeah, so just to get back on topic for the season 1 ideas kind of deal and catch up to say, we actually have the Australian Vance in the space here with us. If you'd like to come up, that's been an idea that's been discussed in my little corner of Fish Tank Twitter over the past couple days.
Well, he can request to come up. You're invited, bro. Just a rule, he's not necessarily a celebrity yet, but speakers, please don't call out people listening, because most of the time they just want to chill and listen in, especially if it's a famous person. No dick riding, no try-harding. We just be cool, and if they want to come up, they can. But just to clue people in, Vance has an uncanny doppelganger that it seems like Jet is truly interested in finding a role. So if there was more information there, feel free to either DM me, bro, or request to come up, and we'd be happy to have you. And one thing that we actually didn't cover yet is what the challenge is and what role each of the fish have in this challenge. I would probably say this is the best challenge yet so far. It just started. First, just weighing in, open floor, no hands. Like, do you prefer this challenge or the baby, taking care of the electronic babies more?
This challenge.
This. But also add the babies into this.
Too soon to say.
Hands down this.
Yeah, I agree. And some of that's just like Vance kind of making this awesome. Josie's had a really great moment where she's poking out the eyeballs in her stuffed plushies so that they'll be blind like her. But just covering each of the people, and let me know if I miss anyone. You have Vance, and he's a schizophrenic, at least until Friday, to see who wins that. We have Daniel. I think he's just crippled, right? Pretty sure he's crippled. He's in a wheelchair. Yo, Joey, what's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
What's up, man? So I'm just going through what each of the contestants' disability is.
Oh, yeah, I can give a quick recap.
All right.
Damiel is paralyzed, so he's bound to the wheelchair and crawling. Vance is schizophrenic. Josie is blind. She can't see. Sylvia is deaf. She can't really hear, and she's not really allowed to speak like she's doing right now. And then Letty, her whole deal is she is, quote-unquote, fucked up. So she can't use her arms. That's what fucked up means, I guess, medically speaking. And then finally, you have John. And John is, he's pretending that he broke his left leg, so he has to use crutches.
And I would say they definitely dealt Vance the most difficult card here. I mean, if you, for example, like Letty, pretty much all of the other fish, they don't have to. They just have disabilities where they can't use a limb or whatever. But Vance is has the most, like, arguably the most challenging card for the challenge. He has to pretty much act insane for
Yeah. Yeah, his is actually the only one that's not a physical disability. I think that was cool that they did that, and it really teed up the ball up for Vance to knock it out of the park here, which he is.
I think
Vance Bros win.
I'm rooting for Vance by default just because of how difficult the challenge is. And also I don't know if you guys felt this way too, but Josie being blind reminded me of, what's that anime? Elfin Lied, or is that what it's called?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Elfin Lied.
Anybody else? Is she giving Elfin vibes with the?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that, but that was.
Yeah, she seems like at any moment she's going to tilt her head and Sylvia's just going to be split in half.
Yeah, that would be fucking epic.
I was gonna say,
somebody make an edit of somebody make a mashup edit of that.
I got it. I'm on it.
Chris, what's the? I only know what their disabilities are, but A, how long is this supposed to go on for, and B, what's the reward for the quote unquote winner?
I have no clue. Again, I've been so out of the loop. For those of you who don't know, my role outside of Fish Tank, just within the MDE ethos, we've been shooting World Peace 2, and I've been my time has been dedicated to like helping shoot that and edit it. So I haven't been at the house, and not a lot of discussion goes on about the challenges over like text or anything like that. A lot of it's very private and internal. So I even though I've been in these spaces, I actually do not know as much as I should know. So
does anybody know what the reward for this challenge is? Anybody?
I don't know about the reward. I definitely know that the loser.
I thought it was $3 fish bucks, but I could be wrong.
It's probably definitely like immunity. From
it's immunity, yeah.
But and I'm sure it's like some amount of fish bucks.
I thought the $3 fish bucks was for whoever sold the most shirts within a certain time period.
That's right. I'm getting them confused. You're right, Joe.
I was gonna say, aren't they doing this disability thing for a whole week? Vance is gonna have to keep pretending to be some schizoid freak for a whole week.
Oh my God, you're right.
They said they were gonna switch it though.
Crazy.
They were gonna switch the disabilities. I don't know when.
Yeah, from my understanding, if I remember correctly, it's each day they sort of switch around the disabilities. So it goes on for a week.
Oh my God. Imagine if Vance had to do this for a whole week. He would literally become schizophrenic.
He could have very well been kidding, but he was talking to Caminos earlier, and it seemed like he was being pretty genuine when he said, I have to act insane, but I also feel like I'm legitimately going insane. He said, I haven't been outside in a week. He said, I haven't gotten any physical activity. I think he's starting to snap.
Well, shit, if he snaps, we can just throw him in the psych ward and have Australian doppelganger Vance take his place. No one would notice. I thought Sylvia's was being like a beached whale or something. So she's disabled, or she's crippled, or what's her deal? She's deaf?
Yeah.
So her idea of being deaf is literally just to lay with headphones on and go to sleep.
I mean, I'm not much of a Sylvia fan, but like, what else could she really do in the house if she can't really talk to people or hear them?
Interact with John would be the smartest move. Speaking of which actually, Right Wing, you go. What's up, bro?
I was gonna say the schizo disability is the most entertaining, and being the deaf disability is it doesn't really give them a lot to work with, so they become immediately boring. And I feel like giving Sylvia, who's already kind of boring, the deaf disability makes her immediately 100 times more boring. So if they are switching them up every day, I think that's a smart move.
Well, that's also a part of the challenge. I mean, if John was deaf, John would still be entertaining, going, blah, 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 blah. Like, come on, let's not give too much of an out.
Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed.
I'm not trying to give her
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. All right. We just found Josie's old Reddit account in the Internet Archives, and it turns out her subreddit was subscribed to a lot of Lolita and Guro Reddit accounts.
God damn it.
Joey is
God
out.
damn it.
Joey is out for Josie. I'm just saying it.
Yeah, he's got a real hate on for Josie.
Subscriptions.
I don't like Josie because she draws little girls getting gutted.
I mean,
I had to look up what
do we young weeb girls do?
I had to look up what that. How do you say it? Guro.
Guro.
Yeah, I had to look that up the other day. For those of you who haven't looked it up, don't look it up.
Yeah, don't look it up.
Well, this is why we had. This is why we mashed up, Josie and then John, who's an extreme Christian, innocent, light, base guy.
Innocent.
So we put these people together to kind of shed light on, all the spectrums of good and evil, or light and darkness. So,
well, can we save her? That's the question.
She doesn't need to be saved.
I think she's already saved. I think
yes.
I think objectively, Josie's the most liked fish by a long shot for the entire show. It seems. Just look at the number.
What kind of rabbit hole? What's the pipeline? Legitimately, what's the pipeline from into that shit? Is this just that deviant art drawing community, and all of them end up
probably?
I would say
it's probably just attention seeking.
Well, she's
that's not a pipeline.
I would say it's I would say I don't really know.
Yeah, well, who knows? Who knows? You're not on DeviantArt.
I think it's a moot point. If a majority of people that we get on the show, if you dug deep enough into, the internet does its job in terms of like digging as deep as it can into like anybody's life that people are interested enough in, like on 4chan and fucking shit like that. So I'm surprised you guys haven't seen my Guro porn that I drew when I was 15.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean that's kind of part of the show, is the audience interaction of digging up the background on these autistic freaks, for lack of a better term, and then having fun with them by blasting it back at them through TTS.
I think the funniest example of all of the internet digging is how easily Voldemort, his multiple published books was found, and the most intriguing part of that is how he imagine like having a secret or that you don't want anybody else to know, but instead of keeping it a secret, you publish books about it.
He literally made the blueprint of him getting canceled. It's so funny.
That was so interesting that I don't know. It was just very intriguing to me. And
they have the books in there now, so that's been pretty funny. They're reading, and then John, this happened today. They were reading the Camp book, which is arguably the worst one. The most based book, if you do want to pick up a Voldemort authored book, is like why you should vote Republican as a first immigrant.
Yeah, I saw that.
First time immigrant. It's like super based, but they have that. And John took the karaoke mic and the Lord's Bible and just started preaching gospel to get the demons out of the room.
Anon, remember that book that you just said is blank, by the way. So he did it as like a joke. You buy that book and it's blank. There's no reasons. But here's the thing: you get to fill in all of your reasons. So
burned them.
Check me.
Have we determined what denomination John is of Christianity?
Non-denominational. He's like Gnostic, if anything.
He's Baptist. He's that
he's Baptist.
screaming
He's
black
Baptist.
one.
Is he
He's
Baptist?
Screaming black one.
Is he Baptist or non-denominational?
I don't think he subscribes to any like.
Non-denominational.
I think
Okay.
he's a little sect.
As a hardcore Christian,
So
I don't care
I dated
what
a girl in
denomination
high
he
school.
is.
I dated a girl in high school that was non-denominational Christian, and let's just say non-denominational Christians, they have a lot of money, especially if you're, because it's like, all right, think about Christianity. Like if you're a Christian, you have money, or like, you know, if you're like a poor person and you're Christian, you go to church, whatever, you can't afford to be non-denominational. Like I think non-denominational is kind of like a weird, no offense to anybody in here who's non-denominational Christian, but I think it's like a weird, like.
Well, isn't it just kind of agnostic? But Christian?
No, that's not what it is. Non-denominational means that one does not subscribe to any particular or specific religious denomination.
It's like hipster Christian.
Pretty much. I mean, it's like neo-Christianity. It's New Age Christianity. That's really what non-denominational means. But what they do, I think there's one thing specific about that, about non-denominational Christians that should be highlighted here, is that they distance themselves from the confessional and creedalism of other Christian communities, if you guys know what that means. But it's essentially, they do not agree with the idea that there's full and unambiguous assent to a certain denomination's teaching is an important thing, and they also don't agree with the idea that there necessarily needs to be some sort of creed or shared communal aspect to Christianity. They believe that Christianity is something that is between the individual and Christ.
And that's why he sells electric bikes. Drop.
Yeah, I mean,
moving on from religion, y'all.
Well, I was just going to say, like, not being too harsh against the guy. Do you really think he's put this much thought into his Christian beliefs?
Hey, I mean, I grew up.
I think so.
I'm Irish. I grew up Irish Catholic, and
oh boy, here we go.
yeah. But no, I will say that John did make a pretty general statement about Catholicism. I mean, I'm sure you guys all saw that.
I think we can all say that we're happy that John is reading the Bible, regardless of which Christian denomination we come from.
Very true. I was on a tangent, but I was just curious if anybody looked into it, what denomination he was in. But moving on.
I think he's passionate about it, and that's all that really matters.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows that the most based form is like countryside Mormon polygamists with their like compounds and 20 wives. Like that shit gets legit.
Yeah,
that's moving on. So another piece. We still don't actually know what the winner of the handicap thing is. So if someone wants to DM me and you do know that, I can report on that. The loser is out. So there was a pause there. People were shocked that it was finally coming. Someone would leave. Who do people think that's going to be?
Sylvia.
100%
Yeah,
Sylvia, yeah.
It's sad because I like Sylvia.
If not Sylvia, maybe Daniel, because I seen him kind of stepping a little bit.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. Sylvia's just become more boring because of the challenge, but at the same time, she's probably one of the top of the people who've actually committed to the prerequisites of it, whereas Daniel's just kind of like, he's just not really giving a fuck about it. He's kind of breaking the rules a fair bit throughout. So on like the actual points, he actually might be the one that gets kicked out, because he was speaking to Josie about 45 minutes ago, maybe to an hour ago, saying that he was thinking he'd probably only want to stay for another week and then he just might tap out.
To add to what you just said about Daniel not giving a fuck, he literally just crossed his legs onto his wheelchair. So
yeah, that's lame. I mean, he was crawling around on the floor. That was really hilarious. So he will have his moments, but he doesn't need to win. He just needs to not lose.
I think it would be funny if they do like another Bible reading and then like he cures Daniel's, I guess, blindness or deafness at that time, and then he just takes it off and just doesn't give a fuck anymore.
They might have already reprimanded Daniel too because he had his bed taken. Does anyone know why?
Well, they took it and then they brought it back and then they took it away straight away again. I think it was a fan bought a fish, one of the fish token things.
Yeah, you can pay to take anybody's bed away.
Speaking of tokens, does anybody know, or is it clipped I don't know if it's happened again since, but the latest Josie plushie fish toy, when that was bought, or if it's been recently, or...
Is that the same guy too?
What's that?
She has like a mega fan that's buying all of the plushies.
Oh, I was not aware. I don't know. I was curious if anybody knew what the latest what the latest buy of that fish toy was, if it happened again.
I will check. Give me a second.
Because it's what, like $500 worth of tokens.
We're gonna find out. The guy who keeps buying the plushie, he's from Dubai, and when she gets out,
is he actually
send her there? I don't know, but that is the type of shit. Like these girls on Instagram that go to Dubai, if you ever see a picture, they're traveling. The type of conduct that those whales or whatever, they make them do the nastiest shit.
Like
yeah, like not worth any type of money stuff.
For $15,000, I guess there's a lot of people out there who'd like to get shit on, literally.
Hey, I'd do it for 100K.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it,
I don't want disease from some like weird rich UAE guy.
There was another piece to this. Is dirty tricks mode is on, so they just are encouraging people to team up against each other. I'm not sure, is that just like a rule that they're allowing, or is there some prize tied to that?
It's just to kind of keep the show going. Oh, sorry to interrupt.
No worries. You said it was dirty tricks?
Yeah, dirty tricks mode, yep.
Okay, I have no idea. That's news to me.
From my understanding is what Jet said the other day, if I'm thinking of the right thing, it's because Letty was out conspiring with people, and then people were sort of like firing the TTS of what Letty was saying to Vance, say to like John and to Josie. So while Letty was like cooking up these schemes, TTS was kind of ruining it for him. So they came in and said, no, that kind of undermines the putting people against each other and the sort of ethos of the game. So if any TTS comes in and says like, oh, Letty was conspiring with Vance to undermine you, John, like they're not going to allow those kind of text to speech anymore. That's my understanding of it.
I think that's something else, dude. Because I think Jason came in today when he released the challenge. He mentioned like just like not the TTS thing, but just sabotaging each other, like the shaking baby thing, like that wasn't allowed. Now stuff akin to that is now allowed. I think that's what Jason meant.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was confused about the Jet saying you couldn't strategy snitch thing, because when it came around to Daniel and the piss shampoo bottle, chat ruined that pretty fast.
That shit's fucked up. I don't know. I didn't know until this call just now that she did that. And I mean, how are people feeling about Letty's tactics going on right now? Because I mean, everyone's calling her the snake. She's definitely working it in multiple angles.
She's the piss and shit snake.
She's the villain of the show. You can't knock her for being a good villain. I mean,
yeah, she's the darkest personality in there at the moment. Yeah, especially since Voldemort left and he was dark for another reason. Like Letty's the dark triad in there at the moment.
It's interesting how correlated sexual manipulation has been with both quote unquote like evil bad guy characters or paths. Because what I've really noticed with Letty today is there's this exchange between her and John. They were sitting in a room and she was sucking his dick. Like, he was telling her what to do. She'd go do it. She was his little lapdog. And then I want to say Vance walked in the room. A little chaos ensued. And then she stares at the camera directly and starts talking to it. It was the creepiest shit. Hey, Right Wing, what's up?
I'm very much sick of that too. Letty needs a new rule. She can't talk to the camera because it's like a jump scare every time I see her fucking face.
So
No,
was thinking,
she's just doing that. I don't think there should be a rule. What's up, Right?
So I was thinking we could take advantage of the situation where Josie is blind, and we could not we, but it'd be funny if the fish tank printed out all of her art before she could see and hung it up all over the house.
Yes,
That
please
is
do
a
so.
great idea.
No.
That'd be the same as putting Simon's little summer camp book in there. I think people would have a different feeling about her. Actually, you know what? And I've said this before 1,000 times, and people have come after me for this. You're going to have two bandwagons of people. You're going to have people like me who are normal, sane, rational individuals who see that for what it is. It's absolutely disgusting. On the other hand, you're going to have a bunch of degenerate, Lolita-loving freaks say, oh, based, oh, she's my wife, I love her, oh, I want to marry. Like, you're going to have this kind of dualism occur, so be ready.
Man who is running Joey's fan account and likes Morrow the most gives his opinion on Josie's online activities. Thank you.
Does nothing.
You like looking. You are apologetic.
I am.
You're engaging in apologetics towards a woman who draws little girls getting gutted. Absolutely disgusting.
All right, whatever you say.
It's art.
How
It's
old was
art.
she? Yeah, this is art. I think all art is needed in this world.
It's art.
Like,
Wait, you're telling me that an emo girl draws fucked up drawings? Like,
if I drew your address, is that just art?
Oh, yeah, the little depressed girl that is massively fucking autistic draws weird things. Big shocker. That's
Absolutely.
Really
so
shocking.
autism should not be an excuse. Autistic people have a sense of morality, okay? Let's not get it twisted here.
Maybe she can be a good example for all of the people in those subcultures to kind of curb some of those habits, because I know I tweeted earlier.
Curb stomp.
Basically, like, Gory and I are really doing our best to monitor the fishtank.live hashtag, find people who are engaged or creating original things, even if they have no followers, and put the actual effort into retweeting them, liking them, following them, all that stuff. So I, in that effort, have seen a lot of profiles that are just, it's this specific type of anime too. I don't exactly know what it is, but if your timeline is just all anime, you're absolutely a Josie fan, and like, maybe she can help those people be cooler. Is that harsh?
I think Josie's a weeb and she's autistic, and she saw some really edgy stuff on 4chan and decided to emulate it. And I don't think she's getting off on the guru or is actually like a lolicon pervert. She's just an autistic weeb.
Like I said, it's attention. It's attention. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to like really go into the psychoanalyzing here, but I'm kind of sensing like there's a mastectomy. I can't say the word whenever women cut their breast off. Yes, I can't say that word. There seems to be that sort of like train. Granted, it goes off like one Twitter post and one thing she's drawn on DeviantArt, but I don't know if it's like. I know people are joking about her being a troon and stuff. I don't think she is a troon, but maybe she has like a bit of body dysmorphia about her upper chest, and maybe that's what's manifested into like the whole drawing pictures of anime girls getting their tits cut off. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking and overanalyzing that.
Overthinking it.
Okay, I thought so as well. But what can you do?
There was more pictures from her that popped up today. They weren't quite as bad, but they're extremely schizophrenic art.
Yeah, this is what made me think of it, because one of those pictures that came out today, like one of like the big collages of pictures, was all about mastectomies, and the tweet seemed to like scream out like she wanted one or something. That's kind of where I got this theory from today.
I don't think so. I saw like some of the shirts she's wearing. She's definitely like, she's probably into like the musician sewer slut. Very kind of lane-pilled types of drawings in style. Very kind of a depressive art style. And I think she just found connection with that and is looking to, because she wants friends. If you look at any of her posts, she's fucking asking for friends, and she's using it as a way to try and bring people in, try to get connections with people. I don't think it's some weird.
Yeah, those are sad. Explain what the looking for friends post is.
Oh yeah, so like on Twitter and stuff, and like Reddit, there's some posts of like, hey, is there anybody in the Phoenix area that wants to be friends with me? Like, she was going on posts and genuinely asking people if they wanted to be her friend. And that is extremely depressing. And if she's gotten to a point where she's just straight up asking people if they want to be friends, you know she's been through this for a long time.
Hey guys, unrelated, I'm sorry, but I messaged Alex Stein earlier. Is Don Terrius available to hire? And I told him a whole bunch of shtick, and he basically just messaged me back, and he said, yes, he is. I want to be the one that connects him with Sam, though.
Oh, shit.
Just no try-harding. Try and make it happen, no try-harding. But yeah, I mean, make cool things happen. Hey, what's up, Chaos?
Yeah, on the topic of her drawings, the only one that I've really seen that was like questionable, I guess, is the one with the tits getting cut off. And I'm not going to say that I know this to be true, but in my mind it makes sense for somebody like a girl going through puberty starting to be sexualized in ways that she doesn't like. I feel like that might be her way of dealing with it.
Yeah, I wish we had girls up here that were actually part of that community. So we have to put out a SOS in the community more broad to find people with actual experience with these subcultures.
Oh,
nice. What's up?
I actually have a lot of experience with the art scene. Before I blew up my Twitter with Fishtank, I was following a lot of art accounts, and these art people do some fucked up shit. No doubt about it. And almost none of them follow all of the things that they draw.
I just want to interject really quickly. We have Ben in the space right now, Benwbush.
No Ben, way.
You could request, or maybe Shirt can get you in, but just hit request on the bottom left. And we have Jet. It's a wrap.
Yo, bro. Today was awesome. Keep up the good work. We're really enjoying it. This whole shtick with the handicaps is absolutely gold. Whoever came up with that deserves a fish buck. So open floor for a sec while I try and get Ben up.
We love Ben and we love Jet.
Ben is slowly evolving into the best part of the show for me, at least.
Absolutely.
Amazing content, guys. Keep it up. Honestly, the greatest thing on the internet going at the moment.
Damn, I've never joined a Twitter space, but thank you. It's pretty weird seeing how many people are fucking with my bit. So
good luck with your sobriety, by the way.
It's one day at a time. That's my theory.
Brother.
All right, let's throw up some hands and we'll start moving through questions. If you have ever been on the space before, feel free in the audience to request to come up. I'll cycle through some people. If you've never been on a space before, our late night segment starting about an hour, you're free to come up. We'd love to get to know you. Nisa, what's up?
I hate to go back to the Josie thing, but I didn't necessarily draw that stuff, but I was friends with girls who did, and were very much into like the gory anime stuff in high school. And from my experience, just comes from being like very depressed, very unsure of themselves, going through like puberty and stuff like that, and just trying to figure out the world, you know, not really having friends and being awkward. And yeah, it's really just surrounded by that.
I appreciate your input on that, and we'll come back to that topic.
I did also just want to say, Ben, I love your bit. It's my favorite part of the whole show so far. It's so fucking funny. John buys it every single time, even when the others are like telling him that you're messing with him. He doesn't believe it. So please keep it up. It's really good. It's my favorite part.
And let's go. We have Jet in the house.
Let's
go. This production is amazing.
What up, fellas? Hey, we're kicking off week 3 with thermite and what's the shit that blows up when you shoot it? Tannerite. Thermite and tannerite duo. It took a while, man. I mean, I've been building this character of being very helpful and open and smiley. So when I can feign concern, it hits so much harder, and I was waiting for a while to unleash that. I think tonight was the night that we and it's going to come in ebbs and flows. I'm not going to hit this every fucking day, but now we're just experimenting and seeing how we can influence the mood of the house and get these people to be in a mood that's the most entertaining. And, you know, it's all part of the process. By the way, someone asked who came up with the disability thing. That was all Sam. Credit to the man there. Sam just pulled up with no warning today with all the gags required. He had crutches. He had blindfold. He had everything you need to be disabled. And we just, you know, handed him out. And it's gold, man. Today's great. I mean, I'm sure you guys agree. I'm captivated just watching it. You know, they're right above me, but me, Ben, Tax, we're just sitting here just like blown away by you know, what's being brought out of them and what they're bringing to the table tonight. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, man, we're kind of confused right now. We're not. People aren't 100% sure what the reward is for the winner of this disability challenge. Could you fill us in?
I don't know.
Oh, he doesn't even know. Okay,
there you go. But we do know that winning the T-shirt is immunity. So purchase the fish that you want to save. Their merch on there, and the loser of this handicap challenge is out. So first full elimination. If you have a question for Jet or Ben, put your hand up. I'll cycle through people who have been speakers. Schizo, what's up?
Hey, this is a question for Ben. When you first started doing this bit and you noticed how John was completely 100% into it and eating everything up, did that affect how you started to do your bit around him? Did you garner it to kind of get more of a reaction out of him to see how far you could push him?
Oh shit. Okay, sorry. I didn't know how to unmute myself. So John takes everything I say. I think John just takes whenever somebody talks to John, he's just going to take whatever they say seriously and believe every word of it. So I don't really know. I try not to think about it too much. I'm just trying to do something funny. And if John ends up, you know, like obsessing over what I say because he thinks that it's real, like the other night when I told him that I hated them all, and then John was like trying to get Jet's attention, and it's really weird because I don't know where to draw the line between, okay, this is like a mentally disabled person that I'm joking about and joking with, but also it's just so funny. I can't help myself. It's just so funny. And I would just rather make really funny shit than worry about how valid John's. And I really don't need to I don't need to do anything extra to get John to react eccentrically because he's just a very animated person by nature. I don't know if that answers your question.
They're kind of for everybody. They're not just tailored for John. It's just a way to kind of reset the palette. And I can't speak for Ben on his bit, but I think he would agree that we're not like aiming these at John. They're for everyone.
Ben, you're quickly becoming my favorite character. Well, I'm absolutely Ben maxing at this point. Bongo, what's up?
I wanted to ask Ben, how much of the trauma dumping is actually real? Is that all made up, or are you just like freestyling?
I probably, some of the trauma dumping is real. Not like the whole story, but I'll take bits and pieces of shit that's happened to me in real life and maybe exaggerate it and embellish it to get people I don't know, just to get a reaction out of people. But sometimes I don't know what I'm going to say, and then Jet or Sam or somebody on the team will give me a prompt. And like the first, I think one of the first ones I did was I was talking about puking all over some girl's cut marks on her legs, and that's just that's so ridiculous that would never happen. But I don't know. I feel like these types of people, you can get away with telling them really fake shit, and they really don't have any choice but to believe it because they're trapped with us for 6 weeks, and I don't think they want to have a bad relationship with the producers. So.
Yeah, man, you got Letty so good yesterday. Michael, what's up?
Just a quick one for Jet. I don't know if it's gaslighting or not, but the thing with the sewage, I mean, is it true someone actually put a rubber snake down there? Because I seem to have completely missed it. And if it's true, like, was it a shark or did one of the contestants do it?
Yeah, that really happened.
Hell.
We're exaggerating parts of it, but it did happen.
Do we know who did it?
Josie, what's up?
I know who did it.
Yeah, this is a question for Ben and Jet. I jokingly said in a space before, like, we should have a Ben 8-hour session of gaslighting and then have them summarize it into 5 sentences. I think that's too much of Ben, and I think it's too hard on Ben. But can we get like a Ben pop quiz, and like maybe for a couple of fish bucks or one fish buck, like who knows the most about Ben's stories?
That's pretty funny. Yeah, 8-hour gaslighting session. That would probably, I don't know if I could improv for 8 hours about shit, but I think another thing about the whole gaslighting shit is that it's gonna get, I don't want them to catch on to it, and I'm kind of like moving, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I'm moving from trauma dumps to like accusatory statements where I'll tell them that you're hiding something, or you're exhibiting attention-seeking behavior, and I'm trying to I don't know, I actually forgot the original question, but I don't want to lay on the gaslighting too hard because I don't know, I feel like it'll get unfunny really quick, and I don't want that to happen because it's such a good
Yeah,
joke.
if we could get a Ben pop quiz was the other part of that question, and that might be for Jet.
Nah, probably not. I don't really want to talk to them about my life at all.
I think a genius thing that Ben does is right before they get any traction on what they know is happening in the story, he abruptly walks off. So it's like you're kind of I feel like Ben like feels out right when people are starting to understand or like know what's going on, and right before that moment he's already gone. So like an 8-hour session would just let them come to grips. Like these people are, I mean, they're not stupid at all. They're normal people. People know when they're being kind of bullshitted, but like the quickness of the strike definitely adds to the humor, and like brevity is wit. You know, I think I love how Ben's doing it now, but we kind of realize like we got to mix it up. You know, patterns are super strong, and if people know what to expect the moment they see Ben, then it's like the joke's ruined. So we're trying to switch it up, I think.
Nice. What's up?
Question for Jet. Big fan, by the way, Jet. Love you so much. You put in so much work. You guys deserve all of this to just go super well. So props to you. But I wanted to know who the fuck is talking on the walkie-talkies. Is that you? Is it someone else? It's eating at me. I need to know.
His name is the Instigator. That's all I can say right now. But
it's
he was born in Connecticut. He spent a brief stint in Florida. And he just does goods and services.
It's like the warden in Minecraft.
Yo, Bongo.
I was gonna ask. I mean, I feel like you guys probably wouldn't want to like rehash an old bit, but I think it would be really funny to see Sam do some kind of like guilt simulator style thing. I think it'd be cool to like accuse them of stealing shit or something. I don't know.
I like that.
Carson, what's up?
Yo, so I've noticed the tank has had a lot of physical activity related challenges, especially with this disabled thing. And I'm wondering when they're going to get their public speaking skills in check. So when are you going to get all these people to debate each other?
We're doing some more mental tasks pretty soon. I think that's coming up in a matter of days when we're going to start going away from some of the physical stuff and more of the mental side and some of the brain activity. So that is coming, man. All right, thank you for the question.
Yeah, we actually brought up that Vance, his disability is the only mental one, and that was kind of perfect. Who decided on that? Was that Jason?
I think so, yeah. I think we just handed them out randomly, too. So I think it just worked perfectly. I mean, I couldn't think of a better schizophrenic than Vance. He's making people question what the hell is even going on right now.
He's actually losing his mind, and it would be, I mean, I think he would have a better chance of winning if he actually fully blew his load. Steinful, what's up?
Let me unmute. I just wanted to say, amazing job so far. Absolutely fantastic. It's been entertaining. Been glued to my screen like 24/7. It's making me quit smoking at this point. So I just wanted to ask, how impressed are you guys with Vance's performance, if it even is a performance at this point?
I don't really know if it's a performance, so I'm going to withhold on saying if I'm impressed or not, because that could backfire, 20 minutes from now. But I'm definitely captivated by what's going on in bedroom 1. I will say that.
Yo, Joey.
What time? I'm just curious with the specifics of this challenge, but what time are you guys going to come in and say, okay, all right, it's time to change disabilities?
I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 days. We're figuring that out. One thing is it's not healthy to have a blindfold on for extended periods of time, so we're going to swap Josie out of that and get her in something new. I think for content and for being fresh, I mean, it's 2023, short attention spans. We're probably going to swap their disabilities rather quickly. I think it would get old if, you're seeing Daniel, ride around in a wheelchair for like 3 days straight. So we're going to swap them up. Guys, I got to go back down.
Make John Schizo next, please.
I would love to see his interpretation of schizophrenia. So yes, we'll see what we can do. I gotta go, guys. Feel free to continue this space.
Awesome.
Shout out to Chris.
Thank you so much, Jet.
Much love to Chris. Props to Chris. Follow Taxon.
Thank you.
TAXIN1 on Twitter. He's down here helping me every day, bro. Much love to him. Much love to Ben. Ben is the rising star, about to be number 1. Y'all love him. Can't get enough. Shout out to Sam for coming up with these ideas so quickly and carrying the show, man. Shout out to everybody watching. Thank you guys for, it's a
shout
big
out
ask.
to you, man. You're doing a great job.
It's a big ask to even if someone links me a fucking music video, a 2-minute long video, I don't open the link, bro, because time is precious. The fact that you choose to watch this for hours, bro, and you keep up with what we're doing, like, it means a ton. Thank you for fucking putting your eyes on this when there's so many other things to watch. It means a lot to us.
Let's go. Everybody follow Ben. Everybody follow Taxon. They are the backbone of the show.
And
Peace,
I
guys.
have
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jet. I have all of the team pinned to the top of my profile. So just go there, follow all of them. And we still have Ben, our boy. Josie, what's up?
Well, this question or this recommendation was for Jet, but Jet did have to go. So, Chris, it's going to go to you. There was a time when there was a talk with Jason and Jet before the tank started about taking out books that were too entertaining. And there was a Minecraft Redstone book. I think that needs to go to one of our autists. I think either in a loot crate or maybe you guys could go, you get a special prize if you win this. And they think it's fish bucks, but then they just get a book of Minecraft Redstone. So I think that needs to come back.
So if we were to do that, we'd have to find out which fish is probably the most familiar with Minecraft, but
it's Daniel. Daniel has admitted
it might be Daniel. It might be
Josie.
Who knows? But that book is on hand. I will say that. And
sorry to cut in, y'all. Let's throw the questions at Ben. Schizo, what's up?
Ben, I have a kind of a funny suggestion. I want your opinion on it. What if for one of your bits you don't talk, you just go into the house, kick one of the fish out of their bed and sleep in it?
Yeah, I could do that. It would have to be probably one of them that I've built somewhat of a rapport with. So I could maybe do that with. I could do that with John, and it might be pretty funny. But I don't know. I feel like the not talking thing is more of a shark thing, and I don't know. I might do that. It's not a bad suggestion.
Talking, but just like kick them out of their bed and take it. I think would be funny.
Yeah. Okay, that's funny. I'll write that down when I go back in.
Ben, what do you enjoy more, being a shark or the story times?
I like the story times a lot more because I'm trying to improve my speaking, I guess you would say. So I'm trying to say like and less when I talk. And when I'm talking to a big group of people and I'm nervous, all I focus on is not saying like and and it's making me, that's kind of a lame answer, but that's just how I feel. I'm trying to improve my speech. And then also my improv skills. I feel like I'm not very good at improv. I could do better. So anytime I can go up there and tell a story where it's not going to distract from, I would only go up there and do it if it would make content. But I don't want to just go up there and keep bombarding them with bullshit stories because it's not fun for them. It's probably not fun for the viewer either.
Yeah, how is the creative process emerging? So does it just feel like it's time for a Ben stories and you guys start talking about that, or how are these happening?
Like I earlier, the trauma dumps are prompts that I get from Jet and Sam. I think of them on my own sometimes, but I'm really good at is gaslighting people and like kind of accusing them of shit and attacking their character, which my mom thinks is really, really. My mom watches the show. She does not like my presence on it at all. She thinks I should be nicer to them. But my theory is it's like 8 people. I'm getting off track here. You're asking about the creative process. I don't know. I'm trying to write more. I used to be a pretty good writer in high school, but I stopped doing it. And I kind of lost the skill. And I'm trying to get better at writing bits. But it's really hard. It's hard to write stuff that's funny. And I was talking to Taxton about it the other day. I'm trying to get away from the shock humor and like the trash dumping and shit until maybe later in the game. And because I'm sometimes I'm watching games, I'm just it's like boring because they're not interacting with each other and there's no drama. So I mean, even if you can plant like a seed of doubt in one of their minds, I think that's entertaining. I don't know if that answers your question, the creative process, but yeah.
No, yeah, I love the insight, and we're watching you improve in real time. Nisa, what's up?
Oh yeah, Ben, just wondering if you have a pick for who's going to win, who you think is doing the best so far.
I don't know. I think if I had to say, like tonight, looking at all the fish, if Vance is acting right now, then I'd say he might have a pretty good shot at winning because he's got us fooled. I'd be surprised if he's acting though. If it's not Vance, then maybe Josie, just because she's a fan favorite. I was rooting for John, but he's kind of pissing me off lately and being an asshole. So I'm trying to like not play favorites and not let any of them get under my skin. But I do root for John. I want to see him overcome his difficulties. So if John wins, I wouldn't be upset. But he has to do it fair and square. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's what we've been saying in here too. Pot Awful, what's up?
I just wanted to say that the trauma dumps and the gaslighting are actually one of my favorite parts of the show, and I think that's true for a lot of people. So definitely keep finding new ways to do that. Even the ones that are like, they believe in a little bit less than the others. It's still funny. Like when you leave mid sentence, it's so fucking funny to me. And I would love for you to come out as a cutter to John.
Damn, that's pretty funny. I might do that, but the problem with that is John would believe me, and he'd probably freak out. And
right,
I don't know if I want to deal with John freaking out, but that really does mean a lot, man. Thank you very much for saying that, because I'm pretty shocked at how well people are responding to it, because I didn't really know how the bit was going to land with the general public, and it's pretty cool to see people are enjoying it. So thank you very much. That's a cool thing of you to say.
Yeah, if I can give some.
So
sorry, if you want to go ahead. I was just going to say, if I can give some advice from an experienced gaslighter, the best lies are close to the truth. You want to tell something that's like as close to the truth as possible, so you can say it more naturally. And like, because people can usually tell when you're lying, like when you're just making something up, because your facial, like the way your facial muscles are moving don't like match up to what you're saying. Like the vibe is kind of off. But if you keep it as close to the truth as possible and just kind of like switch little things out, it's insanely easy to tell a convincing lie. It's great if you want to gaslight them more.
Dan, that's really good advice, and no one's ever told me that before, but I'm definitely going to use that. That was useful information. Thank
He was
you.
actually lying.
I consult
you.
I consult Faustian Wigger for all my gaslighting needs. Steinful, what's up?
I was just thinking about there's a meme about Bill Murray with the like, "you will never believe me" type shit. And I was just thinking if you could sort of incorporate that like one-on-one with the fishes, you could like do something so batshit crazy. It's just one-on-one and people, they won't even believe you. And thank you so much for that bit. Every time you walk into the room, I start like preemptively laughing because I know it's just going to be some batshit crazy shit, man.
Damn, dude, that's a really funny idea. I might just use that. That would be pretty funny, like freaking out on them in private and then just like slipping it to you. And by the way, nobody's gonna believe this story. They're gonna think it's another lie, and then just leaving. I might do that. And that's very nice of you, man. Thank you so much. All right, guys, I gotta go back inside because I gotta help Jet and Tax. But follow Jet, Neptune, and Taxon and Chris.
Let's go. Thank you so much for your time, Ben. Stop in at any time. We can just brainstorm how to gaslight them, open format or questions. We appreciate you, brother. His profile and the rest of the production team is currently pinned on the top of my profile. So go follow him, folks.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Have a great night, man.
Damn. I love these drop-ins. They're so much fun getting the inside scoop. I mean, this is unlike any other show that has ever happened before. Open floor, no hands.
Oh, I was gonna say that I liked Ben before this, but getting this like insight into like his actual character just is gonna bring this next level of enjoyment for me specifically. Just like hearing how sweet he is in this call. And then him going in there and fucking gaslighting the shit out of all these poor people is one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time.
Open floor, and I will be bringing some people up. We're kind of at the transitional period between just like the recap and the watch party at night. So I will start bringing up people who've never been up before to speak. When I bring you up, just mute yourself in the bottom left, go and throw your hand up, or just find a spot to talk. So, all right. I mean, since we're talking about Ben and them, what did people think of just this drop in here?
I really appreciate them dropping in, and I also want to mention I think Jet is the red shark, and it's funny that he mentioned that he like has the nice guy act when he goes up there and talks to them, but he is definitely the most brutal shark in the fish tank.
Yeah, Jet did post on his Instagram or Twitter maybe that of him wearing the shark outfit. the red one.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. That is funny. I mean, they have to be having so much fun in there.
I hope the fish catch on to it that Jet could be the red shark, because I feel that could be quite a fun like duality between both of them.
Well, they did.
There might be a green shark soon.
You all heard it here first. Bleach, what's up?
No, I was just gonna say I'm pretty sure that the red shark is also taxon, because Jet has said that a few times.
The red shark is an idea.
They also gaslighted the shark, the fish yesterday about the red shark. They had Jet and the red shark in the room.
Yo, I didn't want to have to say this, but like I am the red shark.
I think we all are a little bit of the red shark inside. I think it's funny how they like switch out the identities though, because like it's just a dude in a red suit wearing a hockey mask. Like there doesn't need to be a specific person behind that, which I think is another fantastic gaslighting tactic.
It kind of gives it like they're like clones.
Yeah, they can try to read the
I
shark's
can feel the red shark coming inside of me.
His name is Robert Paulson. Dink, what's up?
Yo, I just wanted to say I love how much just genuine love everyone involved with this project has for the show. Like, they're all behind it. They're all in on it 100%. They're basically part of the fish. They're down in that basement 24/7 probably. It's just amazing.
I mean, it's a group effort between the fishes surviving torture and the sharks and Jen, everyone dishing it out.
I think the biggest thing to come out of their interview just now was that Sam showed up today with all of these props and put it into place, and home run, knocked that shit out of the park. Bongo, what's up?
Yeah, I was about to say, is there any plans for like maybe all of you dress up in red shark costumes and like one morning when someone wakes up you surround their bed? I think that might be pretty sick.
Damn, I should have told him the bitch hat idea, where just one day everyone is wearing the bitch hat. Plastic, what's up? First time speaker, follow her.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. I don't really have a whole lot to say, but I do have to say, like, I am so fucking put at ease knowing that this is all just like improv, because I knew it was like a joke at first, but I actually legitimately started to believe it like the more it went on. So I'm really fucking happy that Ben's not just like this really angry person. That's all I gotta say, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for real. Anyone want to weigh in on just like the blurring lines between reality and show?
I think that it's really good because it kind of adds to the whole like idea that like even when TTS went on the other day, they're like, oh, Jerry Springer died, and then someone right after was like, just kidding, he didn't die. So they don't actually like know kind of like stuff that's going on right now, and so like Ben going in and gaslighting them fucks with them so much because like John is so honest and he's like, this is real, and they're like, no, this is not real, and it just adds so much good shit.
I think at the very end of the whole fish tank stream, like once the final winner has been declared on the stream and, you know, people are celebrating and whatever, at the very, very end, the entire website, it should change to a screen that says pre-recorded in front of a live studio audience. Just fuck everybody.
I mean, if you didn't know, it's all
in some ways.
pre-recorded.
In some ways it is, right? Steinful, what's up?
Speaking of gaslighting, what do we think about Nick tonight? Because it seems very controversial in the chat. Not many people are liking it. I'm loving it, by the way. With the Vance breaking character.
What I missed? Someone cover that.
So I was pretty on top of that. So first we had Caminos come in and start speaking with Vance. Still going on this gaslight that Vance somehow like personally offended Caminos during the whole presentation thing. And so Caminos was in the room trying to talk with him. He was freaking out, saying that his dad is the one that like is giving him the money for this, and he feels like he's squandering it because it's all going to shit. And Ben comes up, starts getting really argumentative with Caminos, bringing that tension. And then Caminos goes downstairs. We see Jet come up. Jet is panicking. He's showing that freaked out side and trying to calm Caminos down. Caminos is fucking having a little meltdown, trying to command, saying like everything looks like shit. What if my dad came in here and saw this? You need to fix this now.
All right. Anyone want to add to what happened there? I'm actually having kind of a hard time picturing the scene. Every time someone's brought it up here, it has sounded like a good moment, though.
I'll see if I can find a clip for you.
I think that Camino's dad is going to be Frank Castle.
So just one
I think
second.
it's building up to. I think it's building up to Camino's dad being Frank Castle at this point. He's talking about his angry dad and how he's going to be so mad when he comes in, and how he wants to show him around the house. And I think that it's going to build up, and he's going to be Frank Castle.
Yeah, I think it plays into, it's like another one of those like gaslighting tactics. It's kind of like chess. When the pressure's on you, when your opponent's making moves on you, you can't really plan your offensive. You got to stay on defense. So when you're putting the pressure on them, when they're concerned that they did something wrong, they'll be less likely to focus on the stuff you're doing, and so you can get away with a lot more.
I'm curious how well the fish will be able to focus on like the show itself if they think it's falling apart.
Maybe they should kill the TTS for a day and say that just be real with them and say that the viewership has kind of dropped off, or maybe they lost access to their server host and the show had to come down.
I think that would elicit some nice reactions, because like some of them might give up and, you know, like maybe drop their acts, drop their character, but some of them also might try to like pick it up and try to do things to get the viewership back, because this is like fish driven. Are like the attention on this is kind of driven by what the fish are doing and like the information surrounding the fish being known. So if they thought that the viewership was declining, maybe they would start like acting out, trying to get attention. I don't know how that would plan out. I think if Letty tried to do that, it would be really cringe, but John would make some good content.
Well, earlier, John and Daniel, after the whole Caminos thing, were like in the kitchen for a while, just like trying to figure it out. And Daniel kind of added to the gaslighting a little bit. He's like talking about how he's about to have a kid and shit. And he's like, I'm over this fucking challenge, man. Fucking over. And John's like, yeah, I'm over this shit too. We clean every day. And this place doesn't look like shit.
Did Vance have any big lies? I know he was saying he's a vet. I assume we're in agreement. That's something he prepared, but it's probably fake news. I want to say there was something else he just blatantly lied about today.
He said he was the, not for today, but he said he was the Teletubbies baby. He says he has a glue sniffing addiction. And with the breaking character, when Nick Caminos, he came in, Vance like really started acting like really well and started saying like, don't break character, don't break character, don't break character. It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he makes a pretty good schizophrenic. It's nice that he's so in his head all the time that he's actually, it's almost like this role's a punching bag for him. He's finally letting out some steam. I think we might see a new Vance on the other side, and he's definitely winning a lot of people over.
Have you guys seen that video that he posted? It was like a comedy skit where he kept walking in the mirror again, repeating the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, that was very like MDE-esque. Definitely inspired.
I've seen a Cheeto. I saw the Cheetos sketch, but that's not what I've seen.
Yeah, and
it's definitely his best video.
They call me Doorway. They call me.
I'm a Vance stan since day one. I think that his strategy is to become like wallpaper, inoffensive enough so that people don't like hate him. Because again, like no one in the house really dislikes Vance, right? Like he got a little bit of shit from Letty like yesterday, but I think he's more entertaining than he's like letting on at the moment. And I think this schizophrenic skit is definitely his time to shine.
I'm not a huge Vance fan. I want to believe. I want him to fill in his potential that I think we all see in some of his old content would lead you to believe. I think that's possible. Once he's out of the tank, I could see Vance being the coolest dude in these spaces and just kind of like shooting the shit with on Twitter and whatnot. But I don't think he's positioning himself to win.
Yeah, I mean, he has been avoiding confrontation, trying to be more like agreeable, non-controversial. And I mean, I think like that his like kind of performance art is going to be like real life trolling. Like just kind of like that's what the lies are.
He's going to be a hassler.
Yeah, in his own
Vance
form.
Hassle.
Like it's basically IRL trolling. That's kind of what like the gaslighting stuff that they're doing. It like obviously there are people who like legitimately like gaslight people because they're trying to like actually get them to convince them of something for their own benefit. But in this context, like in a comedic context, it really is like real life trolling.
So Joey, what do you think of Morrow's continued march out of the tank?
It's a great leap forward, as the Soviets would have called it. I think, hey, if he can find his niche, if he can find something interesting to do with this little bit of fame that he's gathered, more power to him. I definitely do think, however, the most interesting thing that he should do is, because I've talked to him about this, he is doing an interview with a local TV station about his experience with, being a part of the fish tank production and being a contestant on it. So that's going to be really interesting to see. What the mainstream media has to say about fish tank. I mean, it's just insane to see how Sam has been able to like shift the Overton window with this project. It's amazing. But the Twitch stuff, I think that'll be really interesting. But I also think too he should start doing like what a lot of people in this chat are doing, where they're just reporting on fish tank stuff. I feel like he should start making fish tank memes and stuff like that. And yeah, I think that would definitely be one of the best ways for him to keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, because he has to ride.
One thing that's interesting from talking to him is he doesn't really have a mental separation between reality itself and the internet. He just sees everything as real, whereas we're kind of memeing and, underneath all this and even the Frank Hassel stuff, I even let him know, like, no one actually wants ill will on you in our spaces and things like that. Whereas with Zoomers, you either have someone like that, I guess, that everything is real, or you have the Zoomer, which is maybe more like Vance, just based on his like personality, that everything isn't real. It's a Zoomer philosophy I've encountered a lot, where it's like nothing is real.
Nihilism?
I'm neutral. Nothing is real. Yeah, it probably is nihilism, but it's still a little. I dab in a little stoicism there, but yeah, it's kind of like cold and detached, I would say.
I mean, I think
Dink, you had your hand up, and also we are going to end this beginning segment of the show. I'm going to test on packaging this first hour or two into a podcast. It's not going to be professionally done, but it could be a useful resource for people at work to see what happened on Fish Tank last night. So all the speakers that showed up early and contributed and filled in all the gaps that I missed and make my life so much better, thank you. Everyone listening, please follow your speakers and co-hosts.
I do not. Yo.
And unfollow Chris.
Yes.
If I could just say one thing,
Sorry, Chris, I got to do it to you.
I mean, we'll towards Josie, right? We all like Josie, the great Josie, but frankly, these Josie cells, they are so pathetic. They are paying $600, frankly, for a stuffed animal, and they think it's going to make her into their girlfriend. And frankly, it is so pathetic. The Jersey whales are so bad. We got to do something about the situation. It's
I say we hang 'em. I say we hang them. No, Trump, keep going on about Josie, please.
I was watching Fish Tank today, right? And I saw Josie. She was in her room playing with her stuffed animals. And somebody paid to turn off the camera for an hour. And immediately somebody named the guy, I think it was, he said he immediately paid the money to turn the camera back on. And frankly, he could not even go an hour without watching Josie. And that is so pathetic. It's so bad. We got to get rid of these Josie cells, all right? We got to put them in their place. We got to do something immediately. It's a big mess, frankly.